On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we have a true barn find. This Mercedes just got dropped off, and honestly, I don't know anything about it. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and like I said, this Mercedes 190E just got dropped off here. And the only reason I know it's a 190E is because it's badged as such. And the only reason it's here is because a subscriber reached out and sent me this and said, check this out, it's sitting in a barn. I'll post the pictures right now. And basically it has to be gone today. So he put me in touch with the guy that was towing it for the family. And I say the family because obviously the car has a little bit of a tragic story. The previous owner did pass away, and it was his car. It's been sitting for the last 5 years since then. That's basically everything I know about it. I just heard there's a Mercedes on a trailer, and I said, bring it over. We got to do it. So I paid $800 for this supposed run drive Mercedes 190E. Now, I already know it's not run drive because while it was on the trailer, I looked underneath and the fuel pump was literally falling out of it. This has dual fuel pumps too. So unfortunately, it's not just going to start. So we do need to get it inside and do a little troubleshooting before we start tackling that. But you can see it is the realest of barn finds. It's been sitting abandoned for the last 5 years and hasn't run since. Now, previously it came from the auto auction here in Wichita. There's a sticker on the windshield. I-70 auto auction right there. So I guess they had just bought it, and then all the title had to go through the court system after all this, and I got a title that was printed maybe 3 days ago or something like that. It literally just came in and they got rid of the car the second it did. So we're gonna start by cleaning this thing up. I'm gonna push it down by the shop and we're gonna get the pressure washer on it, and we'll foam can it, hand wash it, all that stuff, because there's no way we're working on this thing just absolutely covered in years of dirt from that barn. Now the hood latch, I did open the door and I found out that the hood latch is missing. This is the release. I don't know how we're gonna get the hood open. It's completely stuck shut because, like I said, inside the plastic is fully broken off. It has a U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs sticker on there. It has the best wiper in the world, let's be honest. This is the greatest windshield wiper design that has ever existed. It's the one that goes, it like comes out and then comes back in and then comes out. It's by far the greatest wiper to ever exist. It's complicated, but it sure works well. And these cars typically drive really well too, so I'm hoping that it is a bit of a run drive situation here. There are no keys, and you can see they tried getting in the trunk unsuccessfully. It is, I mean, they ruined the car right there. It does have clear peel, so I'm not gonna complain too much. It's not like the paint was in excellent condition. The antenna's missing. That's all we know. Also, the guy that loaded it up had to pull the center console trim out so he could pop the cables off the shifter to get it in neutral, but it is in neutral, which is good. And I was expecting it to be perfect inside. From the one picture I saw, it did look like it was perfect inside, and it's close, but now I see that it has a cracked dash. So that takes away a lot of the value I was seeing there. She's full of trash. And the seats look like they're in really, really nice shape, and the sunroof looks very nice as well. These old Mercedes hold up so well that I figured no matter what, this was gonna be a good deal. So let's get this old 190 cleaned up and then get it in the shop and see what we bought. Well, after washing those years and years of dust and barn dirt buildup off of this $800 190E we just picked up, it looks way worse. In the pictures, it looked like a stunning, perfect example of a 190E. I only had those 2 pictures to go on, and when it was dirty, it also still looked like it was going to be an absolute gem. But now that we cleaned it up, but it looks a lot worse. And we're gonna jump in and take a deep dive into this 190E here in just a moment. But first, let me tell you a little bit more about the platform. So this is a 1993 Mercedes-Benz W201, which is the very last year of what was one of the most beautiful body styles Bruno Sacco ever designed. Personally, I absolutely love the way these look, and they came in a bunch of very, very cool variants. There were DTMs, there were AMGs. It was before Mercedes bought AMG too, so AMG was actually out here being a tuning company on these cars. They were turning these up, adding like 25 horsepower, massive body kits, and they were stunning vehicles. And honestly, the platform they're starting with is really good, so that makes it a little bit easier to modify these things. So this was Mercedes-Benz first compact car, the W201 lineup here. And it introduced a ton of safety features for the brand for the first time. Airbags, ABS, seatbelt pretensioners, really nice 5-link suspensions that keep this car connected to the road. And it was designed to handle really wild impacts like 35-mile-an-hour head-on into concrete barriers. So very safe. It's like the beginning of the good safety generation, and it looks good. They really kind of wrapped up this whole thing with a nice bow and built an incredible car. I mean, they really did build an incredible car. They sold 1.9 million of these things. So there are a lot of them out there, and you can definitely find a better example than this one. There was a Sportline option for this car, and there was a 2.3 and a 2.6 version. This one is the 2.6, which is pretty incredible. It is the turned up version of the 190E. So it has more power, and also it has a bunch of standard features like leather and cruise control, and possibly, I don't know if it has it, but there was like an advanced audio system you could get too. We'll dig into what's in here in a moment. It came with chocolate pies, but let's see, is this the, I don't think this would be the advanced audio system. What? There's cassettes in the cassette storage. Honeysuckle Rose, Willie Nelson and Family. Honestly, pretty cool. And what a sweet cassette storage mechanism. It's got a little red indicator if there's a cassette in there. I'm gonna go ahead and close the door because something right in here smells atrocious. I mean, it makes you feel sick. Listen to those doors shut though. Oh, Mercedes. Wow, you might be the greatest car maker of all time. So this car being the 2.6, like I said, is kind of the turned up version of the 190E. Somebody did spec it with the sunroof, which is very cool. I kind of like the painted, kind of slick roof looking sunroofs. It's a cool look, and these sunroofs usually kind of work forever. So once we get some power on this thing, we're gonna find out, does the sunroof work? I'm excited for that. We're also gonna take a look at the engine. I can't right now because the hood release is broken off inside the car, but we're gonna get the hood open in this video and take a look at this power plant. But I wanna mention it makes 158 horsepower, 162 foot-pounds of torque from a 4-cylinder. So these are pretty reasonable numbers here, and it would go 0 to 60 in 9.6 seconds, which is an unreasonable number today, but back then, probably pretty awesome. This one is the 4-speed automatic, so that would be the 4G-tronic Mercedes transmission. Again, a reliable transmission. Like everything they did in these cars was very reliable, and they're very serviceable too. The people that have these cars or have been driving them for a long time, right? They just love them. They drive and drive and drive, and they have so few problems, and you just keep doing the maintenance on them and they go down the road. So it's an amazing platform. I think I mentioned it has the world's greatest windshield wiper. I love the single wiper to death. It's one of the coolest designs of all time. And these doors, I mean, it's a great package when you think about it. So let's jump in here and see how much of this car we can get into, because basically we have to break into this car because we don't have keys. The first thing I know we can get into here is the fuel door, because I had to open it up and wash it. Tire pressures inside the fuel door, honestly really cool. You don't have to go open the door or anything. Basically, oh, 34 in the spare, 27, 29. Pretty low tire pressures, which might contribute to this thing having a mediocre gas mileage here. It looks like this is supposed to be a locking gas cap, and somebody bent the tab out of the way so it wouldn't lock anymore. It smells okay. We might not have another trash fuel tank. And I think you're supposed to put the cap on that way because the star should always point up, right? The star position is an important thing when you're dealing with Mercedes. You got to take pride in the star and make sure it's always displayed properly. Let's see what it's going to take to get the hood open here. I also didn't notice this door panel was failing until now. Just a little bit sad the sun kind of killed it there. Or maybe they were trying to break into the lock. Yeah, and they pried up on it. That could have been what happened there. It does have power seats on both sides, which is very cool. That's a 2.6 option. And power locks, I'm sure. Ooh, manual mirrors? Of course they work. Manual mirrors just never break. Pretty solid way to do mirrors. The cool light switch that you pull and change into different positions to turn on the rear fog and the front fog. This must be interior lights. And a nice complement of gauges here. We got fuel, coolant temp, oil pressure, speedo, 169,000 miles. I had no idea when I bought this. That's crazy. That might be a digital clock, which is really cool. We'll find out, of course. Tack and a clock right there. And then climate control. Honestly, all looks really classy. I assume, it's all in Celsius. But I assume this has AC. It has to. I mean, it's a Mercedes, and it should have power locks. And I just don't see the power locks, but I'm gonna assume they're in that center console piece right there. I don't see the power locks anywhere. How could you have a Mercedes with power windows and no power locks? We'll figure it out. Let's take a quick look at what's inside before we throw everything away. Ooh, there's the release for the hood. Dang, it's destroyed. Well, maybe I can 3D print a replacement. That would be nice. This is like a piece of a tent, I think. I don't think that's a Mercedes part. We got some Camel Crush. They're not in there, of course. And let's open up the back, see what we got here. Ashtray for the rear. Pretty cool. Even the window switches still feel nice, which is pretty nuts. This thing is insanely old. Fork, water bottle. Yeah, really nasty center console armrest there. So it doesn't look like there's all that much trash in here. We're gonna go ahead and get this emptied out right now because, like I said, I wanna get the smell out of here. Obviously this is not trash. They just pulled this out so we could get the car into neutral, the guy that delivered it here. And let me grab some gloves and a trash can and let's see what's in this box. What surprises await? So obviously just trash there. This thing has been tagged. Oh, nope, that's not for this. This 05 Neon. Is that the last year of the Neon? Crazy. All right, here's another one. Is this one for this? 04 Nissan Titan. Somebody's out buying cars I like, apparently. Nasty. Ugh. There's a credit card in there, though. We gotta look. What if it has money on it? I'm gonna find out. I can't just throw that away. All right, let's get this whole box out of here. Hopefully no animals. A little bit of mold down there on the carpet, it looks like. Is this weed eater string? Gum. Oh, can't throw that away. The original roadside assistance card. All right. Gross. 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 Super gross. Okay, everything else is going in the trash. Nothing good in here. Take a look in the glove box here. Ooh, fully empty and really clean. Looks brand new inside. All right, that's something. It looks like they didn't break the shifter surround, so that's a nice touch. And now we'll just throw all this away and vacuum this thing out. The 190E looks better already, just getting all the trash out of there. Obviously, like I said, it needs a quick vacuum. But first, we need to start getting the rest of this car open. I want to see what's in the trunk. Maybe there's more trash, you know, you never know. And we also need to get under the hood. Now, I noticed just now, somebody already tried breaking in here and they had already pulled down the knee bolster, which is probably one of those nice Mercedes safety introductions for this model. And then when I pulled this back, guess what I found? The cable. Wow, okay, I pulled pretty hard there. And now that we pulled the cable, the hood's open. So that was the easiest thing in the world. I'm kind of glad that when that hood latch broke, somebody did the work of getting in here. What's inside? Oh, working hood struts, no way. One giant working hood strut. That's interesting, and it's a service mode one too, isn't it? I think you can open this up even farther if you want. Very cool. Hold on a minute, I did not know this was a 6-cylinder. So I know I said it was a 4, I take that back, it clearly is not. I really thought both variants of the 190E, the 2.3 and the 2.6 were both M102s, but this is the M103 6-cylinder, and honestly, I'm pretty excited about that, right? This looks, it looks like it might make some good power here. Bunch of stuff's taken apart and broken off. That must go right there. It just looks pretty cool under this hood. That's a big old long Jeep looking 6-cylinder. It honestly looks longer than the Jeep 4-liter. And it looks like when this was sold at auction in 2020, that's when it went through the Kansas Auto Auction or I-70 over there. Somebody put a new battery in it. So we got a Super Start Premium from 10 of 19. And I'm excited to put some power on this and see what happens. What's all this? What's all this? It looks like it, well, I thought it went to there, but it sure doesn't. Mystery vacuum. Here's our ABS pump. One of the very first ABS pumps, I guess. Bosch, Mercedes-Benz. Looks super cool. Might be locked up, you never know. Is this the diagnostics port? Let's open this thing up. Oh, that's cool. What a cool little cover. And then this looks like the ignition module, but I'm not quite sure. Huh. Bunch of multi-pins. It could be like ABS control, not really sure. Wow, the fuse box looks like it's in excellent condition back there. Clear lid too, clear blue lid, very cool. Bunch of trash we need to vacuum out of the cowl. We got a lot of cleaning to do while we work on this. Dual electric fans, what a win. Few things make me happier in this era than electric fans, right? Crank pulley fans are such a nightmare to deal with. This is very cool that it's got dual electric fans. But unfortunately, it has a crank fan too. Oh well. Well, looks excellent. Right on the money. Trans fluid. Oh, you flip the bottom like that. All right, okay, trans fluid. Oop, oop. Come here, seal. Looks perfect. I'm gonna guess that's right on the money after it sucks some fluid into the converter. And this seal's supposed to sit right there. All right, there we go. I'm gonna guess this thing was running and driving probably well in 2000. And that's probably the last time this thing was driven because it looks like it had never been registered until like 2 weeks ago. Well, let's hit her with the old razzle dazzle and see what happens. Give it a little positive. And we're gonna have to put this thing in override because I'm sure this battery is 100% dead after sitting for nearly 6 years, maybe even more. All right, she's got power. Interior lights. Oh, look at that. Put your seatbelt on. It's got airplane lights right there. That's crazy. That looks exact. Oh, what a cool switch. Reading light. Wow. That must be door. Read. Off. That rocks. All right, well, the ignition certainly isn't on. So we don't have sunroof, but we do have both interior lights. That's something. I didn't find a lock switch, but I figured, like all the old Mercedes, look at this. Oh, these are so cool. And it all works. And, all right, let's try this. See if this still works. Look at that. Even the gas cap latch still works. All right, so she's unlocked, and I think I heard the trunk unlock. Trunk needs slammed. It's like half latched, half unlatched, I think. Unfortunately, no luck on the trunk, but let's see if the lights work. Oh, they look good too. Oh, these look classy. Check that out. Those lights are bright. Whew. Old school Mercedes things, guys. Marker lights where everything works. Okay, we got a burnout set right there. Oh, the whole taillight's dead. That's all I needed. Works every time. Fog lights, here we go. Look at that, the rear fog light works. Let's see if we got front fog lights. I don't know if they turn on without the ignition. Oh, those are sick. Wow, what a cool car. You get in these old cars, you expect none of this stuff to work. These seats work better than most new seats. Old school Mercedes quality right there. Wow. All right, let's check the other side. You know it's gonna work. It's not really even a question. Fast too. Is this headrest? Oh, 190E, be still my heart. Power headrests are it. That is it. Wow. All right. I'm kind of falling in love with this car. Let's see if we can turn it on. Horn? No horn. Weird. I think the door switches are dead on the driver's. I don't know what just happened. The car lost all power. Well, let's see if we can make this $800 Mercedes turn over. First, I'm gonna pull the air cleaner off here, just because I want to see what's inside. This is more for curiosity than anything, and because I don't see the starter anywhere. And I think we're gonna jump straight to the starter solenoid. So I need to be able to see the starter. I'm assuming it's right down here somewhere. Anyway, let's pull off the air cleaner cover. It's pretty crazy that it has snaps and bolts. But hey, people do weird things sometimes. How does that come off? I think you just lift. Oh, just like that. That was easy. What an air filter. Wow. What a huge element. Oh, just the element comes off, not the metal surround. Is it a Fram? What are you? Is it Mercedes? I will say, perfectly clean in here. All right, how do we take the whole thing off? They had to put one tricky nut on here to really mess with us. I think I got it though. You don't even have to take these all the way off, just loosen them. They have slides on them. So that should be it. There it goes. My worst enemy, Bosch Jetronic. We've been through this before on that early VW Golf, the Mark 1 that we did. It was one of the early Jetronics as well. And you can't see anything under this. The intake is so big, and the fuel distributor and everything that like combines, you know, fuel comes in here, it looks like, here or here. This looks like the in, this looks like the return. And then the distributor, you know, is spinning around in there and distributing the fuel to the individual injectors that are right here. They're all hard lined, and air goes in there. At least it returns nicely on this. And that's Jetronic. It takes a lot of room, and it doesn't love running in the VWs, so we're gonna hope we can get it to spin up again on this whole thing. It does have a Wix oil filter, which is always a nice sign, but unfortunately, I am no closer to the starter. Can't see it at all. Well guys, I think that's our stopping point for today. I gotta get some keys for this thing. Like I said, we got a title, but we did not get keys for it, so we're gonna see what we can figure out on the key front and go from there. And I would have loved to have had it cranking today, but we're gonna have to get underneath it to hook up to the starter. You can't see it at all from above. Totally hidden down there. And it's gonna take a little bit more work than that, obviously, because we will need coil power. And then I think this one's modern enough. The Jetronic system actually has a bunch of electronics on it. So it may really have to have an ignition turned on for all of this to work. So there you go. That is my new to me $800 abandoned in a barn Mercedes 190E. Luckily, it's only been sitting for about 5 years, but still, that 5 years might have done a number on it. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. It is pretty, right? I mean, what a look. This car is all vibes. And I did finish getting everything out of the way. I pulled the underside of the dash stuff out that was all hanging down in there. And guess what? It did have, I assume, maybe a brand new for this. It looks like a plastic drain culvert, but this is that knee bolster. Mercedes was killing it early on with the safety. I know everybody's itching to know there were 3 cents left on the Scooters card. So, not really a win, but I guess it's 3 pennies.